The sprint towards the Farah Palmer Cup playoffs is already at the halfway point, representing a vital time for today's two teams to kick their campaigns into gear. Auckland's at home for the first time this season. They host winless Bay of Plenty at Colin Maiden Park. Kia ora tātou, welcome to the heart of the Auckland suburbs, where some of the biggest names in the women's game will be in action for this premiership matchup between, as I say, Auckland and Bay of Plenty. I'm Ricky Swanell. It's a pleasure to have alongside me Chelsea Semple. This is a really important one, Chelsea, for both of these teams. A moment to remember one of the greats of New Zealand rugby who passed away, Tane Norton, a former All Blacks captain, a former president of New Zealand rugby, a man of immense mana throughout the game. Kiana Tahiri in her 15th and blazer game for the Bay. And Auckland will look to attack from deep. And early mistake from one of the players you'd least expect. Sylvia Brunt's first touch is one to forget. Gee, Watherston had made a little run the inside coming off her wing too, and she's rapid. Off Watherston for Bay of Plenty. Good scrum from Auckland though, as Puckett looks to go wide, and now through the hands they go. Demand, and here's a real flyer, speaking of Angelica Miki Vahai, led away, in and away, first touch for her. She's scoring plenty of tries early in this Farah Palmer Cup season. Another exciting talent. Angelica Miki Vahai gets Auckland on the score sheet.
How good was that? She was untouched. She had a couple to beat, inside, outside. Got around the fullback. And a well-worked move there from Auckland. They've been practicing that one at training.
Tahiri sends this long deep down into Auckland territory, allowed to bounce, but Demand there too tidy up. And here's another of their Black Ferns, Caitlin Vahakolo Valiko. Runs into Reynolds and Connor. Demand again, and they just look full of running, don't they, Auckland? Just wanting to attack, wanting to offload, and there is the offload from Vahakolo. Demand taking on the last line of defence. Has she got the wheels to get there? Going to keep backing herself. There's her speedster coming up the middle. Caitlin Vahakolo started it with the offload, combines with her captain, and a brilliant breakout try from Auckland and Caitlin Vahakolo.
Outstanding stuff from Auckland Storm. The backline able to link up to create those opportunities. We see the confidence that Caitlin Vahakolo is playing with after getting her Black Fern debuts.
It's there for Thwaites now. Next cab off the rank. And use those long levers to stretch out. Connor knows the way to a try line. There again, they are inches short, Bay of Plenty. McGarvey. And now again, this time drying low and harder. They got there. No, yes, no, maybe, in try. And it's going to be, who else is going to come up with it? Luca Connor. Aruahei Demand living up to her billing in this match so far. Nice tip on from Fisher to Valiko. And then how's the skills for Roos now as Auckland look to spread? Roos fires a wide ball for Vahai, who gets rid of the first defender and then swerves around a second and a third. And Angelica Miki Vahai is going to scoot around a fourth, a fifth, still going, looking for the support. It finally comes in the form of Braxton Sorensen McGee, but put it down to the winger. Incredible footwork from Vahai as Sorensen McGee finishes.
One of the great solo efforts we've seen in the Farah Palmer Cup this year. Young Vahai on the left wing. She didn't have much to work with. It was a wayward pass from Maya Roos, but she collected the ball and she just pins her ears back, backs herself. There's a bit of a difference in these two loose forward trios here. Auckland the bigger, probably more powerful, whereas Bay of Plenty have just a workhorse of a loose forward trio.
Well, it spilled out the back quickly for Puckett, so she has to scoot away. Changes her mind, and here is Brunt with ball in hand. Flicks it on quickly. Vahai looking to get around the outside, and she'll finish with class and ease to get her second try. Angelica Miki Vahai, what an impressive young player, gets her second.
Angelica Miki Vahai, remember the name. Every time she's had her hands on the ball, she's created something, and often out of nothing.
Demand from out wide, very soft underfoot from where she's beginning her run up, and this one's going to glide in off, and a wry grin from Ruahei Demand. Thought it was going to be away. Of course it wasn't. Judged it perfectly. 28 points to 7. The experienced players putting their hands up. Once more, they go barreling a couple of metres forward. This time was Thwaites, and now Connor, who's already got one. Luca Connor inching towards the line again. Auckland having to organise that defensive line. Delamere's got at the back. Left, right, and down she goes again. Coming out to this open side. Pick and go from Bay of Plenty has worked to good effect. Connor lines up once more, driving low and hard. Underneath bodies. Now over the top they go. Referee Ganley trying to spot them each side of this ruck. They go, and once more, and this time it's down again. And it is going to be Tiruponami McGarvey who comes up with it, is it? Or Fitzgerald, one of them. Clinging on around the ankles was Reynolds. Puckett for Dement, spies a space. It closed pretty quickly, but she's able to offload for Roos. And it sits there for Puckett again. Oh, Moi bumping off bodies. Blackwell in support. Fisher, the low numbers going to work. And now Vahakolo offload for Puckett. They keep the ball alive brilliantly, Auckland. And Melanie Puckett scores.
They've been threatening for the last 5 minutes, haven't they, the Auckland Storm team? They deserved that try. Like to just pay note to the work that Sophie Fisher, the prop, does there. She used to play first five. I coached her at North Harbour Secondary Schools, so she's got all the skills.
5 tries in the first half, and they lead Bay of Plenty 33 points to 14 at halftime. Mikaelitsu running hard into Fitzgerald, standing her ground, eventually gets her 2 ground as Tennille Fitzgerald can't roll out of the way though and concedes the penalty.
Yeah, great carry there, Liana Mikaelitsu. Tennille Fitzgerald, quick tap and go from Auckland. Dement up towards the Bay of Plenty line again. They're having to scramble out of the Bay. Here's Mikaelitsu once more. Just always beats that first defender. Post-contact meters a massive. Roos strapped up and no problem. Once more, Liana Mikaelitsu. Now they'll look to spread. Bloomfield shovels it along for Blackwell from a standing start, who does well to slip a brilliant ball. And it's Sylvia Brunt who was on the end of it, crashing her way over. Longowi Pulotu Le Mapuatai, Sylvia Brunt scores. It looked like she didn't have to do too much work there, Sylvia Brunt, but it's simply her instinct to know when to come in, to time her run for those offloads.
Tap and go from Fisher as Auckland look to work a set move. Demand and then through the hands, Sorensen McGee. Again, it's Ruahei Demand. Fisher playing flat, hits the line hard. Tough to stop that close to the line. Sophie Fisher, they just drag her down. Playing advantage. They have plenty players. Last line of defence going off the feet. Puckett goes and goes quickly for Veliko. Puckett directing traffic. Out they come for Roos. She's got Blackwell with her, doesn't quite need her. There goes Blackwell, pick and go, crashing over Eloise Blackwell, the Auckland captain.
Pick and go. She's done that plenty of times on the international stage, and she continues to do this in FPC. Great stuff there from a fantastic leader in Eloise Blackwell.
Oh, Reynolds, big shot goes on her from Eldora Atunu, who's put plenty on in her storied career. Down the throat of Sorensen McGee once more, and Auckland will wind up again. Here's Vahai. Haven't seen as much of her in the second half. This time she looks to release Dana Nankerville out there in jersey 22. Straight up through the middle. Cheyenne Tulifali with a great touch. It's still play on for Angelica Meki Vahai, and she's going to get a hat-trick.
Look at the interchange with the reserve front row there. Eldori Tinu's on the field as well. New mama. She's got her 7-month-old Ezekiel on the sideline watching her. Some inspiring stuff from these Auckland Storm women.
A chance for Bay of Plenty to get some hands on ball and wind up Auckland come through. Roos really made a mess of it as Renee Woodman-Wycliffe hits the line, step, the brilliant feet, and the offload is superb.
Dancing feet out there. I wanted her to have a go when she received that exit kick from Bay of Plenty, but we saw her pop up on this right side, just run that short hole, bit of footwork and the ability to get the offload away while falling in the tackle. Outstanding stuff. You're definitely out of retirement now, Renee Woodman-Wycliffe.
Auckland still there. Fa'aumu across for Roos. The two locks putting in a big shift for Auckland. Fa'aumu just a little change of direction. Finds Mikaele back in field. Auckland looking for another pick and go straight up the middle. Ruahei Demand bangs it down. Another try for Auckland. Another couple of players to injury as Demand just picking, tap and go again. Here goes Mikaele. It's a shame we can't split 1 point. There's Demand through the hands. Oh, good cover defence coming across. Good shot put on. Full time here at Colin Maiden Park, and it has been a dominant performance from the Auckland Storm. 9 tries in the end, and they take it out over Bay of Plenty, 61 points to 19. Auckland get their second win of the season. A win, 2 wins and a loss for them. They've had the bye already. 61-19, it's Auckland over Bay of Plenty.